What's up, guys? Child Sage y'all here. Welcome back to Trails Through Daybreak. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Looks like he's still getting ready to open up. Should I go in anyway, or keep wandering around? I'm gonna go in anyway. The main story will advance upon entering the cafe. I'm gonna go inside.
Well, hello again, handsome. I've been waiting for you. I figured you'd show up early enough. I suppose the girl next to you is your client? She suits that uniform to a T.
Oh, hello. Come on. We only just walked in the door, and you already got her red.
My
Bartender.
name's Bermati, sweetheart. I'm the owner and bartender of this fine establishment. Van and I have a very special relationship.
You have a boyfriend? We just scratch each other back. That's all. Helps that he makes some of the best coffee and cocktail in town. He's also a first-rate information dealer with a hell of a lot of fishy contacts. Oh, I see. My name is Angie Claudel. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, isn't she a polite one? What a lovely client you have today. So I assume whatever led you here. Regards, Kachimo. That's right. Word travels fast. Of course. It would. The scene of the crime was particularly in my front yard. I found him difficult to like as someone in the same trade, but I have never wished this on him, even if he did mostly, even if he did most likely bring it on himself. What do you mean? So he did put his hand in that fire. Guessing it was last night. Well, guessed. You're absolutely right. One of my sources tells me tripped off, he tipped off the police. He said a criminal gang was in the midst of a massive drug deal. That's no good. It's not the uncommon, but I'm more thinking it was a hoax. Indeed, it was. The police arrested several from the scene, but they found no evidence that drugs ever changed hands. However, it did look like they were in the middle of a dispute of some kind. But who the other party was, they couldn't not assert. The one caught were also saying something along the lines of, who ratted us out? They wouldn't have done it. So, was it someone on our side? on our side? Or judging by all you said, it sounds like the most criminal in the other party were still scheduled to do some kind of deal, even if it wasn't drug related. Gachimo called the police on them, creating confusion by doing so. Well, yeah, you're dead on. He then took advantage of that to make off with something from the scene and ended up with a one-way ticket to the other side of it. My thinking is along the same line as yours, though I haven't got a clue what that something is. That something in question is. As for how he was able to make off with it completely undetected, I can only speculate. There must have been some kind of trick to it. You don't think he used a Zypha, do you? No, there still aren't many of them in circulation. I think he used the previous model, which fit his objective much better. There's a fair number of them making the rounds on the black market these days. A Ramda, Calvert 5th generation ornament. Yeah, the one developed between Bern and the Epstein Foundation a while back. It was used by the police and army for a while, but soon as the sixth gen was introduced, they wasted no time dumping it. Zypha's better, sure, but the Ramda was just as good as Erebonius Arcus back then, with its most notable feature being stealth capabilities. So, you think he used that stealth to hide something? Quite. Well, less something and more someone himself. It lets you disappear as if by magic. How long it lasts depends on the users, and it can avoid tripping sensors. But slipping into a scene that's already in disarray and stealing something, that would be child's play. That does all make sense. Put it all into perspective for us, when we charged into the maintenance room after hearing a scream, all we found was Kachimo's corpse. Well, we weren't the only people who were there. The criminal who slit his throat were still there too. They just snuck right past us using Ramda stealth capabilities. But fearless criminals they are. Certainly not bottom of the barrel. We could be dealing with Jaegers, or perhaps whoever they are. They've recovered what they're looking for, so I doubt you'll find success in pursuing them any further. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Oh, I knew it. I knew he wouldn't keep me waiting.
Here are all the bases he used for the past few years, complete with security logs.
Thanks. We'll call this even.
Oh, and just to add, there's been no sign of any Jaeger Corps in the move as of yesterday. Well, be seeing you.
Alright. I guess I'm in your depth again. What was that all about? So Gachimo had multiple hideouts, did he? That could mean whatever he stole is in one of those. But if it wasn't a Jaeger Corp he had a run-in with. Oh, forget it. I can't believe you turned to Dingo. And right in front of me. You know I'll sing like a canary for you any day of the week. Sorry, but I never was much of the faithful type. Well, we got a lot of new information out of that. I just surprised at how well connected you are. What can I say? I spend time putting people in my debt so I can cash in favors when I need them.
You must have amassed quite a collection by now. Oh. Oh! I'd heard you were a regular at this establishment. But I wasn't expecting to run into you just as it was opening.
That makes two of us. First Renee, then you. Hell of a day for me.
You've certainly spent a lot of it skulking around. Up to no good, I assume. I imagine it was half your own fault that you got hauled off to the police station.
Wish I could argue otherwise. Should have known it wouldn't take long for you to hear about what happened and come running.
Of course. I've paid a visit to the scene of the crime as well. Giacomo was hardly a pleasant person, but he was a decent informant to use when work called for one. I hope you know that the detectives at the station and that reporter are very displeased with you, by the way. Your love of causing trouble for everyone and taking advantage of it to further your own goals has never been a bright spot for you.
Don't got a clue what you're talking about. Damn, this is awkward.
I can't believe it. Forgive me. My name is Elaine. I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation. Oh, not at all. I think we have much to discuss. But we're also both busy, so that can wait for another time. Whoever can solve this case first, the CID, the police, the guild, wins the prize lying in wait. That also goes for our presumed suspects. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Be careful not to get too involved here, Van. I'm almost certain that the two people who killed Giacomo were from A.
Thinking the same. But I'll chalk myself up to owing you one for telling me.
You know her? What do you... What? You... What? What? What you do? What you do too? Yes, she does pop up in the paper every once in a blue moon. Of course, I know her. She's really famous. I don't think there's anyone in Calvert who doesn't know the face of Elena Alcure. She's one of the youngest bracers ever to reach a ranking in the guild. Their ace. And they're even calling her, I can't remember, but it's something like Beauty Blade, elegant enough for someone so adept with the swordsmanship of the old kingdom. Yeah. Hard not to feel for her for having beauty slapped on her title. Are the two of you close? She's just an old friend. Anyway, we've wasted enough time here. We almost got this one in the bag. We can talk stuff through while we're on the move. To make it short, I think it's safe to assume the thing Gachimo made off with is the ornament you're looking for. We know it was stolen from an antique shop a week ago by a gang of punks. Said punks then met with a pair of other to deliver it, and at this point, like I had some disputes over Mira. That was when the police charged to the scene, leaving Gachimo, who called them to snatch the goods using that ramda. But then that pair tracked him down the very next day. They waited in ambush for him at the crime scene, murdered him, then stole his ramda and used it to escape. Ramdas are like any other kind of computer in that they got apps to not notes things down and store information in them. Gachimo was always cautious. One, so I'm sure he wouldn't have made the info too easy to identify. But I'm guessing the location of his hideouts were one through there on there, so culprits couldn't use the device to find him. Do you think his murderers are using the ramda to find which spot has what he stole and stole them? Pretty much. Fortunately, we've been able to use data on his recent movements to narrow down the top 3 places it could be. One's in front of Tryon Tower in the 3rd District, one's near Central Station in the 7th District, and then there's one in the 12th District around the Grand Circuit racetrack on the outskirts of town. Which of him would you say is the most fishy? I would say Grand Circuit, but that's too far, so I would say Trial Tower too, but that would be too crowded, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna try Central Station. No. Yeah. Oh yeah, why did you go with that? Well, Summerfest was being held in the tower until late last night. I believe the Z1 Grand Prix was also being held at the circuit then. I can't imagine he would want to risk his hideout being discovered by going inside when there were lots of people around. Yeah, nice one. There's a door down an alley just before the station that leads underground. My guess is Gachimo hide what we're after down there. And that means we should.
The next stop will be in the cathedral in Edith's Feast District. Those traveling to the cathedral or Aramis Academy.
Nah. No, you're getting off at the next stop. What? Closest station to your dorms, right? Don't worry, I'll have this thing cracked by the end of the day. The goods with you by tomorrow. But you were fine with me helping you before. Before this is now. The affiliation of Gachimo's murder changed everything. Are you referring to a group? Yeah. Everyone is on guard about him right now. Not just the cops and the guild. Either I'm talking other organizations, crime groups, and even Jaeger Corp. If that's who we're up against, I can't promise I can keep you safe. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm sorry.
We are now arriving at the cathedral. The doors on the left side will open.
I thought I told you to get off at the next stop.
You'll have to forgive me for being selfish. But you have to understand just how much that memento means to me. It's something that connects me not just to my great-grandfather, but my mother and grandmother too. And that's not the only reason I want to see this through now. A man is dead. I know you don't like the idea, but I feel like I have to be a part of this, whatever may come to happen. I'll do everything I can to ensure my own safety, and I'll do everything you ask in the field. So please, won't you let me come with you?
Fine. You're the client. I can see you at least know your way around that staff and arts. But you're gonna have to do everything to keep yourself safe. And if I give you an order, you follow it. If you fail to do that, I terminate our contract then and there. We clear?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Alright, guys, until next time.